Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, November the 4th, and here are your headlines for the day. I scour the headlines so you don't have to, but you can if you want to. Here we go. We're going to start off with this in a startling interview on CBS's 60 Minutes aired on Sunday. President Donald Trump asserted that Russia and China are secretly conducting underground nuclear weapons tests, a claim that left host Norah O'Donnell visibly surprised. This revelation came amid escalating global tensions over nuclear capabilities following recent announcements from Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump's comments were made during a discussion on nuclear policy where he vowed to resume U.S. nuclear testing in response to perceived actions by adversaries. Quote, Donald Trump said Russia's testing and China's testing, but they don't talk about it. He said they don't have reporters that are going to be writing about it. We do. And Norah O'Donnell kind of pushed back a little bit. She said, I'm by memory here, I'm going, but she said, well, if they were really doing that, that would be news. And that's when he said, no, they don't have reporters reporting everything they do like we do. And he's right. These liberal reporters are just so naive and stupid. When they just assume things like that. Well, if China was really doing that, it would be news. Are you that ignorant? By the way, speaking of China, I'll show you a picture here. China has AI-powered underwater ghost drones in the form of a jellyfish that can spy without being detected. That's a drone. Look at that. Wow. Pastor Perry Noble, some of you may know that name, said during his sermon on Sunday, May the 5th, that any ministry leader who believes women shouldn't preach is an beep. That's what he said in his sermon. An AWS. I guess he would say Paul, the Apostle Paul, was a beep. I assume when he says shouldn't preach, he means pastor or preach to men, teach men, that kind of thing. That's exactly what the Bible says. But go on with your bad self, Perry Noble. Let's see what happens when you stand before the Lord. A Mississippi mother said she shot and killed one of the monkeys that escaped after a truck overturned last week, fearing it posed a threat to her children and others in the neighborhood. Jessica Bond Ferguson told the Associated Press that she was in bed Sunday. Wonder what time it was, when her 16-year-old son alerted her to a monkey running through the yard of their home near Heidelberg, Mississippi. Bond Ferguson said she grabbed her cell phone and a firearm. By all means, Mama, grab that cell phone. A cell phone and a firearm. But at least I don't think she was like videoing. But anyway, before stepping outside and spotting the animal about 60 feet away, Bond Ferguson, a 35-year-old professional chef, said she opened fire out of concern for her children's safety. Quote, I did what any other mother would do to protect her children. She has 5 children ranging from 4 to 16. She said, I shot at it and it just stood there. And I shot again and he backed up. And that's when he fell. Why you talk like that, Anthony? I don't know. That's just what I don't know that she sounds anything like that. That's just what I'm imagining. Harvard students are in an uproar after the school's Office of Undergraduate Education released a report last week saying the Ivy League school is, quote, failing to perform the key functions of grading, leading to inflated grades. I could have told you that. The report, which was released internally to Harvard students, said 60% of undergraduate grades at Harvard are now A's. 60%. As opposed to 20 years ago, 25% of the grades at Harvard were A's. Now, If you think that's because students have gotten that much smarter in the last 20 years, come on. The 25-page report penned by Dean of Undergraduate Education Amanda Claybaugh reportedly said the massive uptick in A grades means the school needs to implement stricter grading guidelines and is failing to perform the key functions of grading, and it was damaging the academic culture of the college. Good for her. Good for Harvard. The report, though, left some students dejected. One student told the Crimson, that's the student newspaper at Harvard, the whole entire day I was crying. I skipped classes on Monday. Well, there you go. That's what you do. That's what you do is when you hear that, well, we got to be stricter about grading, what you do is you just skip the next day's classes. I skipped classes on Monday and I was just sobbing in bed because I felt like I tried so hard and my classes and my grades aren't even the best. It just felt soul crushing. Another student has concerns about the mental health toll potentially caused by stricter grading. If they do start stricter grading, it's going to cause a lot of mental health issues. Guys, come on. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be insensitive. Maybe I am. But, man, we are raising weak people. Good night. They're going to start grading stricter. Oh, I can't get out of bed. Jiminy Christmas. Anthony, I think you're mean. Well, don't listen then. The Trump administration will partially resume SNAP benefits for November, allocating $4.65 billion in emergency funds to assist 42 million Americans as the shutdown enters day 34. Officials warn payments will be reduced and could face delays. The Republicans are blaming the Democrats. The Democrats are blaming the Republicans. Everybody's saying it's Trump's fault. Here he is doing what he can to release emergency funds. Representative Ayanna Pressley, a Democrat of Massachusetts, claimed in a new interview that the Trump administration is being cruel, pushing for SNAP beneficiaries to work in order to receive public assistance. Yeah, you hear that? This Democrat, Massachusetts, says for Trump to say you need to work, you need to do some kind of work to get SNAP benefits, that is cruel. Bible, Paul said, if you don't work, you don't eat. Let's talk about, today's the election for governor in New York. Trump posted that if Mamdani wins today's New York City's mayoral election, Trump said it is very unlikely that I will contribute more than the minimum required budgets to my beloved city. As he said, it'd be a waste of money. It'd be a bad investment to give money to New York if Mamdani wins. Communist, socialist Mamdani. Man, I understand. If Mamdani wins, what's New York going to look like? How's it going to affect the rest of the world? This is crazy that he's probably going to win. Is crazy. That it's even close is crazy. But I do worry about the precedent set for something like this. What if somebody else is in office and a conservative wins a mayoral election and they say, well, we're not going to give money to that city then. That's probably not good. By the way, Trump also said, so what you got is Mamdani, Cuomo, Democrat Cuomo, he used to be a Democrat, now he's running as an independent because Mamdani is the Democrat candidate. And the Republican candidate, Curtis Sliwa. Y'all seen this guy, Curtis Sliwa, wears that beret all the time? It looks weird. I've always been like, what does he do? What's he trying to look like? He looks kind of like a Banana Republic dictator or something. And for everybody that wears berets, I'm sorry. I did not mean to offend you. Oh, can't get out of bed today. Anyway. So Trump is saying vote for Cuomo. It's better. He says it's better to have a bad Democrat than a communist socialist nut like Mamdani. Anyway, this is what he said about a vote for Curtis Sliwa, parentheses, who looks much better without the beret. is a vote for Mom Donnie. Trump's crazy. Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi, who is rumored she's going to retire, attacked President Donald Trump as the worst person alive and a vile creature in an interview with CNN on Monday. You ever heard that phrase, the pot calling the kettle black? And finally, former Vice President Dick Cheney has passed away at the age of 84. There you have it, your headlines for the day. God bless you. Have a good day. Walk with the Lord today. Harold, in the end times, good's bad, bad's good. Smart, stupid, stupid, smart. You right, brother. I can't decide if that means I'm stupid or smart. I don't know.